Hello there guys, and welcome to a tutorial on how to make basic thumbnails for your videos. Now, a lot of big channels I see, your graphic designers aren't always available to make thumbnails, and I thought I might give you a hand, since you're obviously quite busy, you need to make thumbnails quickly. So I'm going to show you how to make a basic one now. There's a few things you're going to need. Obviously you're going to need a few nice text layers, but you're going to need these dimensions for your thumbnail. This ensures that it's high quality. So the width is going to be 1280 and the height is going to be 720. Now, with those guys that are familiar with video editing, you will know that this is HD format, and this will make it look good. So once you've got your blank canvas, you'll see all these little boxes. This means basically it's transparent. So if you say this is a PNG, I don't know if you guys know or familiar with PNGs, but basically it'll be transparent. There'll be no white box around it. So you got to get a rectangle. This is like a basic background for you guys. You want to just drag it across the whole canvas, so you've got like a nice rectangle, and I'm going to give that a nice sort of blue, a blue colour. So sort of like that. So you want to keep it quite dark like that. So it's about that colour. And now that looks pretty basic. What you've got there, you want to rate. Guys, before you actually do anything on this layer, which I'm going to do now, I'm basically going to put a brush there and put a little gradient on it. You want to right click your layer here, which is called rectangle 1, and rasterize it. This basically means it's editable. Okay, so now you want to do is get your brush, and you want to get the same colour, so you want to select that colour, and you just want to make it a bit lighter, so about there. That should give you a nice gradient. And if it's too bright, you can just reduce the opacity there, and that will give you down to about 80%, 80, 79, and just click there. Make sure it's in the center, and you'll get a sort of nice gradient like that. As you can see, that looks very nice when you've got a preview up here. It looks really, really nice, really professional. Now you might think this is quite basic, but what you can do, you can get some extra image layers. I want to quickly show you an image layer I can put onto it. Let's see, what can we get here? I'll just look on my resources a second. Which everything's so organised on my computer. Nah, I'm joking, it's not organised. But I'm going to get like a texture for the background, so just this maybe, that should look quite good on it. And this is, I think, Digital Urban. You guys that Call of Duty, you'll know that this is similar to the I think Digital Hex in Modern Warfare 3. And you want to just reduce the opacity of this, so you've got it's not standing out as much. And you've got a sort of nice texture there. Now we're going to move on to the text. Now the text is obviously the most important thing about a thumbnail, because obviously it's the thing you see. So what you want to do is you want to get a text layer, and you want to get a nice font as well. But say your text is going to be epic trick shot or whatever. I don't know. What you want to do is make your text white, because if you're going to use another colour like red on this, it won't look as good. Trust me, this will look a lot nicer and a lot more professional. Epic. And then we'll just, once you've got that, make sure all your, basically when you put lines, like you have different text layers, make sure you put them on different text layers. So you've got obviously epic here, and if you put epic trick shot like in that text layer next to it, and it goes into a new line, if you put a gradient over that, it won't look as good because it'll put the gradient over the whole layer. We'll actually change the font to a nice font that I used on COD Carnage's thumbnails, and that is what's the name of it? Vengeance Herod or something like that. I'll leave a link in the description so you can all download all the fonts. Okay, so let's just increase the size of this text to about 240, like that. And we're just going to copy this and get our next layer, and we're going to put this trick shot. So you're going to make the trick shot sort of in the center. Make sure it's not too big. I'm actually going to reduce the size of that to about 220, and then I'm going to reduce epic to about 150. You always want to make sure, like, trick shot, is the thing that stands out the most if it's the main title. what you want to do with this, so it's about there. Reduce the size of that again. It's all about tinkering with it. You know, if you're not happy with it, you can always reduce its size and see how it looks. That's, you know, how I do my thumbnails. As you can see there, epic trick shot. And try not to use too many fonts on your thumbnail as well, because I've seen, you know, a lot of people have got, you know, a lot of fonts on their thumbnails. It may look good to you, but it's not very easy to read. Epic trick shot, say on terminal. And what you want to do here is what I do is reduce the size to about 72 pixels or 72 pt, like that. And as you can see, it's very basic, but it's good for a thumbnail. Right, what we're going to do now is we're going to go on to the gradient. Now this is very important for the text layers, and you're going to need to know this for making the text stand out, because that looks very basic at the moment. It's just white. So what we're going to do is go onto your layer style. You can do this by right clicking this and going onto blending options, and this will bring up your blending options here. And you go and you basically check gradient overlay with CS5.5 or whatever. The layout will be different, but everything's there. Blending mode, if you want to change it to hard light, and you want to reduce the opacity down to about 20%. So 20% like that. If you want a bit more, actually go a bit more to about 30. And then what you want to do now is you want to put a drop shadow. So this will create, you know, it'll bring it out. It'll make it contrast more. So just put the spread out and increase the size of that real quick. Reduce the spread. And reduce the distance as well. So we've got that. Now what you want to do is put an inner glow on it, and this will make it look nice. And again, it'll just make it look more presentable. You want to change. I don't know why it's always like that sort of magnolia colour. Just change it to white. Change the opacity to 100% and increase the size to about 13, 12, 10. Change the mode to normal. And if you want to put a bevel on it as well, that's cool. Again, it gives it like a 3D sort of effect, but you want to reduce the depth to about 50, size to 1, take the opacity away from that black to about 20%. Let's just see, 20%, and reduce the opacity of that white there. It's cool. So that's made the text, you know, stand out a lot more, makes it look a lot nicer. And if you want to just do this quickly, like copy it over to other layers, you right click it and you click copy layer style, and then you click on this, right click it again, click paste, and then paste again. As you can see, it's looking good at the moment. So as you can see, if you get shadows on, if you get shadows over your text layer here, like obviously on terminal is lower than trick shot, as you can, if I show you there, the shadow sort of overlaying the on terminal. So you want to put the small text layers on top. So I'm going to put epic up there as well. See, that will give it more emphasis as well. Now you might be thinking it looks good, but it still needs some sort of stuff on it. And that stuff you're probably thinking of is a gradient. Now, there's a couple of ways you can make a gradient. You can create a new layer, you can go to a rectangle, drag it over your whole thumbnail, like so, and reduce the fill to 0%. Go on blending options, and what you want to do now is, when it loads up, is you want to click on gradient overlay, and it will see this is white and black, but what you want to do is change the gradient dimensions. You want to put the black to 50%, so it's on your left side, like so, 50%, and your white's on 50% as well, like that. And what you want to do is reduce that opacity. And then that looks good if it's like that, but if you wish to put it at an angle, you just change the angle here. So to about there. It looks a lot better with overlay as well if you put overlay. So as you can see, that looks nice as well. That's one way of putting a gradient on your thumbnail. There is another way I'll quickly show you. You can again create a new rectangle. Say put it there, change the colour to black, and reduce the opacity of that. As you can see, that will give you a gradient as well. So that gives you sort of a gradient there. Try not to go with white, because what a white will do, if you put it on an overlay, white will make a lot more things brighter. And what I mean by this, it'll make everything look bright and it's hard to read. And there is one more way you can do this. You can go to a new layer. Just create a new layer quickly. Okay. Go to your anchor tool. Sorry, pen tool. Sorry, I don't know where I'm getting anchor from. And you want to click one here and one here, and this will create like a sort of a line here. Just do sort of a square around it if you wish, and click shape. Again, put it down the bottom as well, because this will. So I've got to flip that a second. Flip vertical. So put it about there. Change the color to black, and pull the opacity down again. So that's the couple of ways you can actually create a gradient on your thumbnail. So that looks pretty nice there. Very basic. Again, if you want to, you can put more images on the background. Say if I wanted to put a sniper on it, I'll show you quickly what I'll get. Which one's better? This one I'll put. He's got a suppressor on it. It'll look quite good. So you want to just rotate the image layer, and you want to resize it so it covers everything. Make sure it's not too fat, not too thin. A lot of people crop their images. They don't crop their images very well. Therefore, it doesn't really look that good. Reduce the opacity again. You might have to put different thumbnails. You might have to put different effects. So soft light makes it look a bit lighter as well. So that looks quite nice. So you've got a bit of a background going on. I will leave this sort of project here for you guys. I'll save it as a PSD, and I'll let you guys download it so you can sort of edit the thumbnail yourself. Okay. Please leave a like rating. That was much appreciated, because obviously I've taught you how to do this. Please like the video, subscribe if you really enjoyed it for more tutorials, more speed arts. Please favourite this video, share it with your friends. I want to make sure everyone. I've seen horrible thumbnails on YouTube, and I just want everyone to make nice thumbnails. That's all I want. Okay. So if you've enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, rate, everything like that. And I'll see you in the next video, guys. This is Azul out.